This is the enviable life. This is the enviable life. A woman buys a castle from the late 18th century. Not only does it cover an area of over 100 acres, but it is also rumored to have been the library of the Rothschild family. After 2.5 years of transformation by the couple, the family of 3 all experienced castle life. After 2.5 years of transformation by the couple, he suddenly realized upon entering the interior, decades of abandonment, overgrown with weeds and ancient trees. Loud Petey didn't say a word and directly greeted with a small mailbox, at the same time cleaning the entire wall of vines. The castle gate was only able to open, seeing a courtyard full of barren grasslands. Not in a hurry to enter the interior for inspection, but instead, we started cleaning with a small shovel that had been passed down for 200 years. The texture of the bricks on the ground is gradually becoming apparent. Once completed, he will be able to fulfill his princess dream. However, the cheap old skin naturally put in a lot of effort, including the castle and courtyard. The total area is 7,500 square meters. For this reason, we also called our father-in-law to help. I used a grinder to treat the branches and weeds on the ground. It can just be used as fertilizer for the yard. The shrunken father-in-law still started his excavator, called the elderly group to help together. The ground quickly becomes clean under modern excavators. And during the cleaning process, a hidden door was accidentally discovered. Perhaps there are still many treasures in the underground storage room that leads to it. I plan to go in and explore later. And Lao Pai dare not slack off in front of his father-in-law. Pull off the ivy directly from the wall. As trucks of garbage were transported out of the courtyard, the entire courtyard is clean and spacious. And the road outside the house is still blocked by vines. Old belt with shovel, hairdryer 3-piece set. As decades of weeds are cleared, the steps and railings are gradually becoming clear and visible. Finally able to see my own home clearly. When I entered the interior, I found that it was exactly the opposite from outside the door. Not only is it not as messy and dilapidated as imagined, on the contrary, it is clean, tidy, and even a bit messy. Most of the interior decoration is still well preserved. Even the popular Mondrian windows at the time were a bit moldy and shattered. Unexpectedly discovered a hidden door leading to a secret passage. Shoot down through the secret entrance. There are no treasures stored here as imagined. The knowledgeable Lao Pi knows that this is the cellar where old wine is stored. The entire underground level can store thousands of bottles. The eerie and icy atmosphere only makes people want to come out and breathe. Through their exploration, they discovered that there are nearly 40 bedrooms here. There are also thousands of bottles in the overall space. Although well preserved, the difficulty of renovation and transformation far exceeds imagination. However, Lao Pi still decided to start the renovation from the front door. In order to conform to the style of the late 18th century, I found 2 large iron doors from someone else's house that fit perfectly in size. Although there is a lot of rust, it just meets the needs of the old skin. My father-in-law used an electric drill to drill holes in the wall. After placing one on the left and one on the right, it was spatially reinforced with cement. This way of opening the door is more grand and majestic. No more pushing and pulling like before. But at this moment, Lao Pi discovered a big problem with the door. Next, we will begin the real renovation and refurbishment. Lao Pi cleared the entire small courtyard overgrown with weeds. But the gaps in the stone pavement are still filled with soil and debris. Even some seeds take root and sprout in the gaps, make the task of clearing even more difficult. Or a 3-piece shovel blower awesome, waiting for father-in-law to clean up, just happened to move into a small pine tree as a landscape. In order to revive the magnificent achievements of the castle, my father-in-law installed a small night light between the first and second floors of the fence. Wait until evening when Lao Pai presses the light show switch. I was finally stunned by the scenery in front of me. The castle showed results after months of renovation. Installed a small motor at the entrance as well, and on the side door leading from the courtyard to home. The rain shelters already covered his feet. After sending the father-in-law to dismantle the fixed century-old wooden board, use an excavator to directly clamp the entire greenhouse and remove it. And Lao Pi also began to dismantle a large number of discarded furniture indoors. Radiators and surrounding tiles. Even wooden screens and railings have been removed to create space. The next few days will revolve around the extremely stress-relieving demolition work. Then we can start the renovation work. The frame of the ceiling has been sprayed with black paint, also replaced with foam board with better sound insulation and thermal effect. Old Pi had already planned for the design of the entire castle. Call my wife to paint the wall according to the design plan. The durable earthy color has replaced the original speckled spots. The dark green color of the skirting board matches perfectly with the door frame, and Lao Pi installed the electric light wiring on the other side. The castle has finally moved from classical 18th century to modern times. When was this used as Lao Pi's daily studio? For corridors and bedrooms with larger spaces. For this I also specially exercised my 8-year-old son. It didn't take long to finish painting all the walls. After all, Xiaopi will also be the owner of this place in the future, and Lao Pi had a very bold idea. Seeing the large concave space in front of me, my hands couldn't help but start cutting and dismantling again. He really wants to know what's behind the secret space. The door behind the wall is a window, and behind the window is the entire 8-meter-high church. The spectacular scene prompts old Pi to continue demolishing. This is the best viewing spot inside the castle. And Xiaopi has already started painting the other wall. Lao Pi returned to the studio and began laying wooden boards on the floor. The 2 big characters on the wall continue to dry. Always urge yourself not to be lazy, as the equipment for one's own work is moved in order to better conform to the overall style. He also pasted a pure black skirting board. The whole room has also become clean and tidy. It can make the subsequent renovation smoother. After all, the entire living room is still in a mess and needs to be renovated. Lao Pi's hands cut off the earth and gold tiles with just one punch. The style of the 18th century is no longer suitable for this era. And topple the plastic pole full cutting board. Cut and dismantle everything. Use plastic foam board as filler. Painting and repainting walls with varying thicknesses. Next, remove the gypsum board that has started to fall off. After the old and neglected pipelines were dismantled, preparations were made for the new pipelines. And the interior of this castle, Old Pi, is also constantly exploring. I called a professional to come and fix it. After all, running the stairs every day is exhausting. At this moment, the elevator worker Xiao Tang had just arrived home. I thought it was just how difficult it could be to repair an elevator. Seeing this century-old antique in front of me, I can only rely on 2.5 years of repair experience.